So hello everyone. I've been thinking to myself what I really wanted to do for a cool custom game sort of thing. I've been seeing that there have been people doing race style things like race tracks. No, like I was hoping to do something that's similar to kart racing, similar to Mario Kart. And I don't know why, but this sort of thing has been on my mind with Halo, at least since Halo Custom Edition, which was all the way back in the day. So let me start by just expanding this area to play around with my idea. So okay, just like that. I think in Halo Reach though, you could I think spawn in a vehicle. But I don't remember. It's been quite a while since I played Reach, and quite a while longer since I actually used the Forge in Reach. So I'm probably not the best person to ask about that sort of thing. I'm just putting down some random stuff, just so that we have something like a racetrack approaching something here. I mean, this obviously isn't supposed to be a thing that I'm going to be putting actually online. I'm just doing this to test a sort of a theory or something like that. I mean, after I get comfortable with this, after I start to get some progress here, if I'm actually right with some of this stuff, and then I will go forward and do things. So there's going to be a whole lot of editing here anyway, so who cares. But what I was really hoping to get to was to put down a staple of kart racing, which is boosters. And so the way I would do that is to do launchers. So I actually want to take a look at all this stuff. So I think the one that would really come to mind would probably be the Unsc Man Cannons, because for whatever reason this reminds me more of a booster. So how I would do that is to put it on the ground here, which would be, alright, well, you expect that, right? But it's completely wrong. It's pointed in the wrong direction. So I want to put this to precision engineering for precision first. So what I would want to do is to, first of all, lower the snap degree and set it so that it's pretty much in line with the ground, which I think is a pretty good start. What I'll also do is to lower the arc height to basically nothing, but change the forward speed. Actually, I do want to give it a little bit of forward speed there, and I would increase it like so. Yeah, that seems good so far. That's a good decent jump. So I'm gonna try this out. So I'm gonna get in here, rally hog, go around the corner here. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? So I got a booster. I'm gonna modify this just a little bit more. Okay, so I've tossed a few more down. Some of them are a little easier to get around, and all. Actually, that's pretty good. Alright, so I'll do like a quick little run through of this. And once I've got this down, I'll explain my plans for the weapons, how people are going to be using guns, rocket launchers, and stuff like that on these maps. So, there we go. Oop. Not perfect. Not bad. So, I'm actually going to time it out. So, I'm going to ignore all of the the boosters and see how quick I can do with that. So I'll go at 1640. So 22 seconds. So let's see how fast I can do it. I do go for the boosters. 11 seconds. So I started at 17:10 and I crossed it at 21. I'm going to try this again. Oh, these are all the other maps I've downloaded, so these ones are mine. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to play in custom games. So this is the one I was just on. That's the game mode here. And mostly these game modes here are dealing with mostly weapon balance. That's all it is. So I have two different types of weapons that spawn with me. Rocket launchers and gravity hammers. Now, the reason for this is so that these are the ones that can best emulate Kart weapons, which are mostly knockback weapons, which will distract your enemy. And not really kill them, but definitely help in matters. And I picked these two because they were the most force. It was an up-close weapon and a far-away weapon. So, let me explain. So you figure, how could you ever balance a rocket launcher? Well, the way I can do this is to make it so that the rocket launcher, of course, has infinite ammunition, but barely any damage. And another way to do this would be to modify, well, this is a little bit slow, but something like this. Of course, I'll have to modify it again so that it's balanced. But this is it right here. This is how I make sure that people don't overuse the weapons at all. Would be to slow down the reloads so that it won't be nearly as powerful. So think before you shoot a rocket out at someone. And in addition to that, it doesn't cause a whole lot of damage to a person, but it can cause knockback to a vehicle. So if I'm out here, I'm sitting here, I essentially have the equivalent of like a green shell in Mario Kart. So I can shoot it at someone. And that's where we begin like this big reload animation here, which probably takes about maybe at most maybe 15 seconds or 20 seconds, which will be a lot. So maybe I could make it so that I can speed up the animation just a little bit more. But you'll have to admit that something like this is a good way to keep people from spamming rockets at one another. And the vehicles themselves are actually indestructible. So you can shoot them all you like, but it's not going to cause anything. And same thing here with the gravity hammer. So if someone's getting too close, you could slam them like that. And of course, I suppose if you wanted to, you could make it so that you can switch seats. Or do I want to do that? I suppose it depends on the game type. I could make like a double dash sort of game type where there could be two players on a team, so that only the passenger can jump over from one thing or the other. And if we're like in a single player sort of game type like this, it'll be impossible for the players to switch seats, and only if you have a passenger, they can do anything like that. Yeah, that's it right now. This is just my rambling sort of brainstorming mad science, sort of wondering just how I can make this work. And I realize that those stronghold spawners there, they don't spawn it on here, so I'm gonna have to make up a starting line. Shouldn't be too hard. I'm pretty sure I can work something together. That's pretty good. I'm gonna do one more lap just for the sake of it. Yay, victory lap. I could see people having a whole lot of fun with this if they know how to use it correctly. Alright, anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.